You know, only a few weeks ago, my only thought was to leave this place. You have to understand, there aren't many options for a young woman here. I'm barely 25. I wanted to do something else. But I can't think such thoughts now. I just need a bit of cheering up and CERN here. Mr. Staghead, he's a god, do you know? He tries to help. He's very romantic, but the things he writes, you can't really put on the internet for others to read. They'll think you're a bit mad in the head. I know, it's a cliché, a Romanian girl looking for love on the internet. No, I'm not desperate, I'm very picky. I would just like to meet someone, somewhere, where I can go visit and maybe fall in love. I'm only 25, not in a rush. My mother was with baby when she was 16, so it's good to wait. But it's hard to keep spirits up now, with our world coming apart. Maybe soon there won't even be somewhere else, or someone else to fall in love with. Many people in the village say it's the end of the world. I try to tell them, no, don't say such terrible things. Keep your spirits up. But no one says this to me. Even CERN, he's often wrapped up in his morose thoughts. So it's up to me to keep everyone's spirits up. Is that fair? I need some cheering up too sometimes. We live so far away from everything here. It's like being in another world. I haven't been too far away, just a few times to the city. But I know how it is out there. Different in every way. Here we don't blink an eye when a bird speaks to us, or when we see the fairies go on a hunt, or Fata Paduri change her skin, or when old Masul wanders across the road, or when he comes into the tavern with his horns and his cape. Okay, so maybe that would have made us blink a while ago. But now with everything happening out there, Mr. Staghead, CERN is as close as we get to normal. We'll never be able to go back to how things were now. The law has been broken, the ancient truths forgotten, and the gates opened up. Will you be able to forget? Will all of you be able to stay quiet? I think not. I think it will be written about, and also on television and radio. Maybe even in a cinema, there will be movies about it, computer games. Unless the world ends, of course. Then our secret will remain so for all time. CERN is a god. Not God. He's been very clear on that. He says, I did not make this world, don't blame it on me, I only live in it. He's a god, one of many. He's a god of the forest, which, if you're going to be a god of something, it's a pretty good thing to be a god of. I've known CERN since I was 4 years old. I ran away from home when my father was drinking. He was a good man, only not so much when he was drinking. And I walked all by myself into the deep forest. It was raining and quite cold, and it was getting dark. I found a dry spot under the roots of a big tree because I didn't know the way back and was too scared and tired to walk. When he came to me, I wasn't frightened. He spoke softly to me, took my hand, and led me back out. When we could see the lights of the village, he let go of my hand. After this, I would see him often. He would stand at the edge of the forest and I would come to him and we would talk. When this war began, he was forced to leave his forest. He came to me, said his people were being hunted down, and I said to him, "Cern, the best thing you can do right now is come to us. Help us fight." He did this because he cares for me. He wants to protect me. But it's us who must protect them now. They're all lost without us, I think, the people of the forest. Your secret world is not so secret to us. We've lived with magic for as long as there's been a village here. We know monsters, vampires, shapeshifters, flesh eaters, ghouls, all these things. They're not just fairy tales to us. They are facts of life, like poisonous snakes and wild animals. When I was a child, I learned to respect and care for the forests and those who live in them, but also to fear the things that live in the dark places. Things that steal children, like Fata Pardui. Oh, she wasn't evil. It was never about that. There were safe places and unsafe ones, and if we walked into the unsafe places, it was only fair that we would be unsafe. Those were the laws we lived by. It's how there was balance and peace here for 500 years. We all respected the law. But now, it seems the law has been forgotten. And our world is secret no more.
The Lady Sophie called me Cern in jest, but I do not have a name. I am Cernunos and Faunus, and the Horned God and the Green Man. I am the Sorcerer, and I am neither of them. I am simply of the forest, and I am the forest. Without the forest and the people in it, of course, I am nothing. So I spend my days here, drowning my sorrows and my memories, while our lands are ravaged by abominations. Where will I go? What will I do if the forest vanishes? Will I vanish with it, or be left to wander the bleak lands in disguise for another 1,000 years, shamed by my failure to save my people? Then I will choose death, and if I can, die. And if not, I shall choose exile to another world beyond this one, where none may know my shame. The Lady Sophie came to my forest when she was a child, uninvited. She stepped into places protected by law, and she was in danger. But I came to her and I offered her my protection. Only after did I realize that she did not need it.
infects all things that live. I fled before it because I feared it, and I fear it because I have never before seen it. Soon it might swallow my forest and these lands whole. The vampires, they serve it, but they will drown too. They are stupid and do not see farther than their next mouthful of blood. I have failed in protecting my land and my people. But will it matter? Soon the sun itself will go black and then nothing can save my land. Or yours. Should you ask me how long I have been here, I cannot answer. Perhaps for all time. Perhaps 1,000 years or 100. But no, longer than that, I think. Because I remember many things. I remember a battle long ago between the three. The owl, the eagle, the dragon, and the mother of demons and her servants. I played a part in that, I think, but not an important one. The forest didn't remain impartial. We took sides, as we sometimes do. To merely exist and observe is to be cowardly, I believe, and more dangerous than taking the wrong side. There's been peace for a long time now. I know that. I am grown weak. Or at least weakened. We have allowed our forest to fall into a slumber when we should have stayed awake and alert. Maybe things would have been different. Maybe we would have sensed her return. She is back. I feel her. The mother of demons, the queen of vampires. And she hates us all with a burning passion. She wants us all destroyed. For what reason? That I do not know. The unclean ones, the vampires, werewolves, ghouls, they are dangerous to us, yes, but then we can smell the others, the human ones. Harder to see. They have taken this opportunity to hunt us and butcher the children of the forest. They're human, yes, but they do not recognize any law, and they are untouched by any humanity. So how do we reason with them? How do we plead our case? We can only fight back. But few of us are able to or know how to. And every day there are less of us.
Salute! Lilith's children are rising. You've been following me? Why is that, eh? Never mind, I know why you're here. You know anything about these pewters? It's not doing what I need it to do. Even a wrinkled apple can be fresh on the inside. When I was born, we had miracle machines that make this look like a Stone Age tool. And they were a damn sight easier to use, too. No, just leave it. I'll figure it out eventually. And you've more important matters to attend to. Yes, I am the owl you're looking for. But I'm afraid I don't have much in the way of answers. I'm going to tell you the same thing I've told the others. This has all happened before. Oh, yes. Vlad was the one who defeated Mara, the vampire queen. Can't tell you how, because he's been dead for half a millennium. And he neglected to tell me. But he did leave me something of his. I reckon he left a part of himself behind before he passed on, and I also reckon you'll be needing his help to take care of Mara. I never could make much sense of the man, but then he is human, and I'm not. He left it for someone like you, someone who could stand up to her. I've held on to it for 500 years. I have a long memory. That thing isn't all Vlad left. He left behind a legacy, his own little army. The Draculesti have suffered much in the 5 centuries since his death, but they are still around. In fact, they have recently come back. I've seen them in the forest. That lovely girl who uses her looking glass to spy on the vampires, and the strapping circus boy. But the one you really need to speak with is Milosh, their king. He came to pay his respects when the Draculesti arrived. I liked that. Though he did speak too much and too loudly. Not a trait you share with him, I'm happy to say. If anyone knows what Vlad Dracula had prepared for Mara's inevitable rebirth, it'd be the Draculesti. The news of her return are disturbing. They herald something dark. There is great power in these mountains, and Mara seeks it. It was never simply what's on the surface with her. And I believe this vampire crusade is more of a vampire charade. But that's neither here nor there. First, you should put your mind to that thing. Someone needs to. Now, shoo! I'm going to see if I can't get this pewter to do what I want it to do. Come in.